Morning, everyone. It is Sunday morning, and I am here at home enjoying quite a nice day outdoors on the deck at the home farm. And I am just working on a sewing project, a fashion sewing project. I'm just looking at a squirrel over here. Sitting down and doing a little bit of handwork. So here's my view. And there goes my friend. So we've got some lovely maple trees here on the property. You'll get an idea of one of the big ones here. And I don't know if you can see that hole up there halfway up the screen, but I oftentimes see a raccoon poking his head out of there. So that's kind of cute to see, especially when the babies are young. We have a lot of bird activity here. Well, actually a lot of activity in general with the animals. In fact, just the other morning I was working in my sewing room before work, and a deer was just outside looking in at me to see what I was doing, so that was kind of unique. I'm going to take you on a little tour of some of the property. First of all, here's my little cat Bobo, who went inside for a bite to eat and is now begging me to let her out of the kitchen door, but this is not the kitchen, so we'll go open that door and she'll join us. Bobo, come on. Come on, Bo. Come on, Bo. Let's go for a walk. Come on. That's it. Okay. Let's go for a walk. Well, come on. All right. So this is the side yard of the property. And what can I tell you? There are a lot of really old maple trees here, and a lot of trees have been planted over the years. Those are my replanted geraniums from last year. Oops. Those are my husband's cherry trees. Squirrels keep digging things, that's a problem. Anyway, let's go down the stairs and I'll show you a little bit more. Let's go. This is where I got married to Rob, right here at the stairs, and it was all planted up with annuals at the time, so it was really pretty. It's kind of gotten a bit overgrown over time, but it's still nice. This is a pond that my dad put in, and it has a pump system that runs a waterfall, but we just let it be still because the frogs and the little fish kind of like it that way. And we're not really concerned about, look at all the frogs. We're not really concerned about mosquitoes because there's so many frogs in here, and that's of course what they eat, so they're pretty happy. What did you see, Bowie? Huh? Oh, there's a water lily coming up. Oh, there was another frog. A little bit of white there is a water lily. Okay. Now, back behind here is a trail, and that's what the deer and the other critters use as they cross over the property. Just the other night, I came out to see a beaver chewing up the cedar trees, and I got about this close to him, like I wasn't far away, and he would not move. And then my husband came out and he sort of sauntered off and plopped himself in the Dingman Creek and floated off. Yeah, so here's a view of some of the flower beds I've been looking after. They're quite nice right now, a little bit less color than spring, but still pretty. Are you coming, Bosie? Let's go for a walk. We just had some rain, so although the water seems very low, it's actually up from what it was. So whenever the water's higher, the beaver comes down from this direction because he can swim in it, and then he starts chewing on things. But he's so big, he's like a 50-pound beaver. He's not going to be able to float through this. He'd have to walk, and when they take branches and things back to their dam, they want to float them back, not drag them back. So maybe we'll just take a walk over to his dam. There's some wild berries starting. Now, you'd think that we get a few of these, but no, we have posse of raccoons that will look after that. My husband cuts trails here in the wetland part of the property so that we can kind of wander around. You coming, Bozy? Yeah? Okay, come on. Such a sound of water there, which is nice. Beavers hate the sound of running water, so I always try to dam things up where there's water. And you have to be a little bit careful out here because we have poison ivy and we have ticks. And so the trails are nice because you're not rubbing through grass as you walk along. It's a little bit mucky today. Sunny spot. Oop, there goes a little damselfly. And there's one right there. Can you see that? Pretty little dark blue bug. Oop, there's a mosquito. No, they're not doing too well. So just in the middle there, the beavers had tried to make a dam. I think they've gone further upstream now, because it keeps washing out on them whenever there is a big rain. Hello, Boo! Ooh. Let's carry on. My tree hugger. Oops. Come on, you. Nothing better than running up a tree. Get a few mosquitoes out here. It's not too bad. You coming, Bo? Hello. Oh, she'll come. So today I'm just going to walk along the side of the creek, or the crick. Some people say creek, some people say crick. I think when we were kids it was crick. And there it is over there. So, whoa, hello, Bo. Come on. Oops. I got a stick in my shoe here. Ugh. There. Up a tree. What are you doing? Okay. Here we go. We used to have ducklings here, and they would hang out on that little patch of island you can kind of see off there in the distance, and that was always kind of cute. There are ducks around here. You often see them using the crick, as a little flight highway. And there are lots of blue herons in the area too. Now the fish situation is not so great. So we just see tiny little fishes in the water. There used to be lots of fish here, but things have gone downhill in the water course. Here's a little wren. There's a water treatment plant just a little ways up the road, and every night they release hopefully their cleaned water into this creek. Oh, look at all the little birds. Just the other day I was coming up here by the meadow and a deer poked her head up and looked at me and then settled down again. What is it? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Meow. Yeah. Let the birds know you're coming, huh? We have lots of really old willow trees here, and they're nothing to look at. But they do provide a lot of habitat for the birds and the raccoons and the possums, because they are full of holes and very hospitable. Meow, come on. This one here we call the magic tree because it has a lovely hole in it. And when the grandkids are here, we hide little treats in there for them to pull out. And they like to visit the magic tree. So you can see that this is a pretty weedy setup here. Oh, and that's poison ivy just on the trunk there. We have like a viney poison ivy here, and I'll show you some more of that later. Come on. Meow. Come on. Come on. Meow. I'm surprised the bugs are not too bad yet. Pretty shortly we'll be seeing the deer flies. And when those guys are out, you don't want to be out with them. Stinging nettle. Lots of that here. So you have to be a little bit, there's a lot there too, you better be careful. You have to be careful where you walk. It's another one of our mosquito friends. That's a way through, but it's a bit, you have to do the limbo there really bad, so I'm gonna go a different route. Hi there. What is it? You wanna be in movies? Sure. Come on. Ooh, here's one biting me in the arm. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful as you walk that you don't get in the stinging nettle. Doesn't seem to bother you. This way, Bo. Wrong way, Jose. Okay, so we had a willow come down here, but little willows are sprouting up. There's one of those deer flies sprouting up through the trunk. Limbo time. Okay. Come on, Bo. Meow. Oh, the flies are here. Okay. Come on, Bozy. So I'm gonna just take you to an area next along the creek. Excuse me while I scratch. Ooh. That my husband has been trying to clean up a little bit. There's a lot of water that flows by here in the spring with a lot of debris, and it all seems to collect in one spot here. Plus there was a downed tree. He's been planting trees as well throughout the area. I think he got 150 little seedlings that he got planted through this front area. Most of them are okay. Okay, so we're cutting back into the creek. And you can see some of the holes in these trees are just like the perfect spot for all kinds of animals and birds. Do you hear the birds? Lovely. This is a spot they really like. I dare not stand still too long. The bugs are out. Okay, he has been chipping some of the smaller pieces of wood and taking them to the house. So here's a lovely spot where the birds come and bathe. Here's just some of the debris. You can see what a mess it is back here. So our birds really like this area here, so they can bathe at the rocks on the other side and splash around a bit. And more stinging nettle. But what's really interesting over here, you might not find it so wonderful, but there was a story on CBC this past week about what somebody thinks is the tallest poison ivy. And in fact, the Guinness World Book of Records verified it as the tallest poison ivy in Paris, Ontario. And they also asked if anybody had anything taller. And I'm pretty sure we do. So we have a poison ivy vine that goes, all that green in the middle of the trunk is poison ivy that goes to the top of this tree. Huge poison ivy plant. So I'm just going to show you the vine where it starts. Excuse me while I scratch. Okay, so there's your bit of poison ivy at the base, but what's really unique is, do you see these vines? I have to be careful here. Going up this tree, that is all poison ivy. And that is all poison ivy. So yay, we have something to be proud of. We may have the biggest poison ivy vine in the world. That will need to be verified though. So I'm going to head back to find my cat and to hurry along before I sustain any more bug bites. So thanks for joining me on this little trip along the Dingman Creek near London, Ontario. Did you get lost? Oh, come on. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Meow.